Humans have long wondered what life would be like on other planets, but apparently they haven't been wondering hard enough, because according to many science fiction movies, life elsewhere is disturbingly a lot like life here. In fact, I say it's too much like life here, and I've had just about enough, which is why today's episode is... I understand several factors here. Yes, it requires a lot of CGI or makeup or Muppets or any combination thereof in order to make a complete movie with a multitude of extremely alien-looking aliens in it, which will jack up the budget something awful for something that's conceivably seen as an unnecessary expense. And even if you do take the effort to do that, there's no guarantee that the movie will succeed. Valerian. Additionally, audiences have a hard time relating to non-human looking protagonists, so Hollywood just figures that, well, it's the best bet to just cast humans who look like humans and call it a day. But with all that being said, I still don't care. I hate how so many aliens just look like humans. And it's one thing if just one planet in a fictional universe had this problem, but why are there multiple alien races in the same universe with boring people-looking residents walking around on different planets? Just look at the MCU, Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy. These all contain a series of people that come from different planets, but yet they just look like Earthlings. Look, all I'm saying is, movies, you better get yourself some diversity. And on the complete reverse of that, movies get less diversity. Okay, continuing on the last entry by somehow going in the complete opposite direction, there's the race card. Look, all intolerance aside, I just have to ask, why do all these human-looking alien races still have different races within them? Now, I'm not trying to unwoke casting directors or anything, but I'm just saying, why are there black Kryptonians or agents from the planet Vanaheim like Hogan, who also have a Japanese accent for some reason? Look, I am no expert on the subject, but by my understanding, our different races here on Earth were largely due to environmental adaptation. So I'm just putting it out there that if you were living on the giant ice ball that is Krypton, I'm pretty sure that you and everyone else there would have evolved into being just a bunch of Nordic-looking folk. You know, Star Trek might be guilty of having different flavors of Vulcan, but at least they got Klingons right, because all different kinds of actors get to play Klingons, and all Klingons look exactly alike. Wait, did that make me sound racist? I didn't mean it. Some of my best friends are Klingon. If you think I'm being too hung up on the whole aliens being human thing and that it's just a simple coincidence, well, guess again. In Star Wars, they actually call them human beings.
That little human being is out of his mind!
Now, this is just one of many inexcusable English words sneaking into space movies, because it doesn't stop there. In Solo, Woody Harrelson orders a brandy. Specifically, brandy. Now, I will concede that other worlds may have a form of alcohol, and that some words are probably just alien equivalent words, but it would be pretty damn surprising if they have actual brandy on Rigel 7 or wherever, and actually call it that. Oh, and I'm not done, because there are further examples of how English is the master language around the entire universe as far as science fiction is concerned. For example, it's one thing if Superman speaks English. He was raised here on Earth after all. But what about Zod, Ursa, and Supergirl? They were already grown by the time they set foot on this planet. Why do they speak and understand English and speak it with either no accent or a British one? Look, I get it. We don't need to see Kryptonians sitting around Earth until they can assimilate to our language. Not exactly a fun watch, but at least the MCU has the decency to say that Thor speaks a whole slew of languages and that Peter Quill has a neck implant. Yep, that's right. Marvel is better than DC even in that regard too. Diving further into the words department, let's just look at names, which is getting an entry all unto itself. Luke Skywalker, Ben Solo, which comes from Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan's pseudonym. And again, in Solo, it's revealed that, stupid spoiler for something small that no one should care about. You know what, doesn't matter, who cares? Anyway, it's revealed that Han has no real last name and is given the name Solo because he is alone. So this means that either his last name isn't really Solo, but is the alien equivalent of the word Solo, or that his last name is Solo and that the Empire in a galaxy far, far away just happens to speak Earth talk. Yeah. And if you thought I was nitpicking before, well, time to strap in for this one, because I also hate the trait that female names end with an A sound. Sure, that's how it is in the Western world, but that's not a universal or even a global thing, so it seems pretty stupid that when we meet some alien girl, her name is Leia or Gamora or Kara or something. That's right, no A for effort on this one. Alright, time to just bitch about a whole slew of these in a row. Again, back to Solo. The Millennium Falcon is put up in a game of sabacc. Now, I'm not bitching because this is supposed to be an alien game, but yet I saw it for sale at Target. Okay, well, I'm not just bitching about that, but also because it bears a striking resemblance to poker. It may not be the same thing, but it's pretty darn close, which is only made weirder when you consider that card-based games are not ubiquitous for all Earth gambling cultures. Tile-based games such as dominoes and mahjong exist here too, which really makes you wonder why Han and Landau couldn't be playing something a little more alien instead of playing a space hybrid of 5-card draw and gin rummy. Oh, and also, why do Thor and Hogan shake forearms? Handshaking is popular in Western civilizations, but outside of that, it's really not all that common. Trying to doctor it up by having people grab on the other side of the wrist isn't changing it up enough as far as I'm concerned when you consider that the population of Earth doesn't really consider shaking an appendage of any kind as a greeting. Oh, and what's up with space soldiers saluting? And while I'm at it, I've also had enough of... You know what? Just join me next time because honestly, there is way too much for me to unload here and I just can't take it anymore. Okay?